All right, how's everybody tonight? Hopefully having a good evening. We are breaking one thing tonight, and that is a 12-box case of Legacy Football. So as we normally do, we're going to go over a little bit of information here before we get started ripping into our boxes. So let's roll through that. First up there, just a note about feedback, because I get asked that a lot. So it works like this basically. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get positive feedback in return through the wonders of automation. Yay! And of course, the second thing there is just simply to say thank you. I do appreciate you being here, spending part of your time with me, and always appreciate those who bid, break, and chat with me as we do this most nights of the week. This is taking a look at what's coming up in the days ahead. So tomorrow we have a new release from Panini, Leather and Lumber Baseball. And I will be opening up a case of that. And it's a 10-box case, and it's like, right around $2,000. So I'm really hoping that we pull some things out of there that are quite good, wouldn't you think, for that kind of money? I would think so. I would hope so. But that's the only break that we're going to do tomorrow night is Leather and Lumber. On Thursday night, we're going to be back at it with Legacy again, another 12-box case. It'll be the same as it was tonight. We'll again start at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And like tonight, Veteran Base will not ship to the teams. It has its own separate bidding category. And on Friday, we're going to break a little more Bowman, but we're going to start on Bowman Jumbo. So a half case of Jumbo is only 4 boxes, but it will have, I believe, 12 hits in it. And in that particular break, Paper Base doesn't go to the teams. Paper Base has its own bidding category. But Chrome cards, numbered cards, autograph cards, all will go to teams. Just literally the Paper Base doesn't. On Saturday, it'll be Legacy Football again. That night, though, 9:15 Eastern as opposed to 9 Eastern, and same as with Veteran Base having its own bidding category. So tonight, just the 12-box case of Legacy Football, expecting it to be on the way to you approximately Friday. As always, if I can get something out to you faster than a listed date, I will gladly do so. And every once in a while, something goes wrong. My week will go off the rails, and it might go a day later. But I'm expecting right now that it'll probably be in the vicinity of Friday. We don't need to worry about consolation cards. There are every team is going to pull cards in here, plenty to go around, so shouldn't have to worry about that. So this is break number 3 of our Legacy Football. It is a 12-box full inner case, and of course it ended tonight on eBay. Tuesday night. In one place I say the 28th, and the other I say the 29th. So clearly I was having some issues there. But you know what? That's also why I have redundancy, right? That's why it's listed both ways and on 2 different lines, because every once in a while you have one of those days. Apparently I still don't have it fixed. Let's try that one more time. Now I think it's fixed. And of course, a format that you're accustomed to with team names on one side, our winning bidders across from each team on the opposite side. And what else? Of course, the Veteran Base has its own bidding spot. And so that any Veteran Base cards are going to be sent there. Our teams are going to get autograph cards, relic cards, rookie cards, inserts, and numbered cards and parallels. So there you go. That's how it shakes out. Last but not least, you're going to notice the background here is going to change up a little bit and go a little bit out of focus, but don't sweat that. That's by design. We're going to be able to see everything just fine. We do have, however, one other little piece of business to do. This is the start of a new master case. So that means I've got 2 12-box cases inside of a bigger box, because Panini likes to do weird stuff like that. And so for us to determine which one of those we're going to open tonight, that's how we're doing it. So I'm going to hit random 3 times here, and the third one will be the one that counts. The first 2 don't count. So we don't care about this one or this one. We do care about this one. 3 times, date and time stamp comes up to the right-hand side. So what that means is I need to cut open this big master case here, take out the inner case on the right, and then we're going to be ready to go. See if I can get this out of here without knocking anything over or making a mess. That's going to be the trick. Oh, brother. All right. This may shake the table a little bit. I apologize in advance. There we go. All right, now we got to get all the boxes out of here. So for anybody who might not have opened Legacy yet this year, we're looking for a couple of autographs per box and all kinds of inserts, parallels, rookie cards, numbered cards. There's a bunch of fun stuff in here. And as we go through like the first box, we'll take a little more time to look at that sort of stuff so that you get a general feel for how things are going to go. And then as we move on into subsequent boxes, we'll go a little faster and not pause as much on that sort of stuff. And I need to get my wrist brace. Give me 1 second. I forgot it again tonight. Yeah, the old carpal tunnel has been acting up like crazy lately. So having to wear my fun little brace here, which is trying to come undone when I break and sort. Now, I know I just cut that. Hi, Jay Allen. You need some Saints tonight? All right, my friend. I will do my best to find you some Saints. Getting a few sleeves out on the table, and let's take a look now at what we've got. So I don't know if anyone watched the Reds game tonight. Technically, I think we're still playing, but the last I saw it was 10-0 Reds. And then I got to tell you, Lucas Sims, a kid that used to be with the Braves that we picked up, I guess, we picked him up in a trade in the off season, best I recall. I think that's where we got him. And he's been down in the minors, mostly doing pretty well. We brought him up tonight, and that kid had a shutout into the 8th inning. He got the first out of the 8th inning, and then he just kind of fell apart. Had 2 on, hit a batter to load the bases, and they still left him in because, you know, I mean, obviously the kids, you know, all you need at that point is a ground ball, turn a double play, and he gets out of 8 innings with a shutout. And right there, he threw that pitch in, and man, oh man, he got it knocked out of the park on him for a grand slam for the Pirates, so they were on the board. And then, of course, they pulled Sims after that. But look, that kid is looking pretty good if he can keep throwing the ball that way. Of course, he originally was a pretty highly rated prospect. Drafted pretty high, the best I recall, not by us. And then he just kind of went south. But it looks like he's kind of coming back along. So I hope that he can keep playing that way. Meanwhile, Dietrich, who we picked up from the Marlins, he had 3 home runs tonight. 3. He may have hit more since the last I was able to see the game, but man, that guy is just like crazy. He's just knocking them out of the park lately. Literally. So this is an example, of course, of an insert or a parallel, as is this. That kind of stuff goes to the teams. All these chrome inserts go to the teams. Rookie cards. You got it. Go to the teams. This is veteran base. So whenever you see veteran base, you know it is not going to the teams. It's going to its own bidding category. So some of our chrome here are refractors, or prisms, as Panini calls them. I kind of use that word interchangeably. And those, while they're pretty, are usually not numbered in that just base color that you just saw go by there. So that's kind of what we've seen here so far. Now we're going to find things that are numbered and all kinds of other interesting stuff as we go along, but I'm just again trying to kind of give you an overview of what we're looking for as we go through originally. So that's a Dwayne Haskins. Once again, it's a chrome, it's a prism, but this one happens to be numbered to 35. So that one makes the Redskins pretty happy. What I forgot to say at the start, of course, our rookies, as you can see, are in their collegiate uniforms, as is the custom early in the year. And they will go to the team that drafted them, if they were drafted. If they were not drafted, but they have subsequently signed a deal with a team for mini camp, rookie camp, any kind of deal at all, if they're affiliated with a team, they're going to go to that team. If they were affiliated with a team and they subsequently got cut and they haven't re-signed, they're still going to go to the last team they were affiliated with. So we have N'Keal Harry, that is numbered to 50, and that is headed to the Patriots. New England draws first blood here. Our red chrome are numbered to 100 when we see those. And what else we got? Some more inserts. There's another rookie prism. Trayvon Mullen. It is not, or it's not, it is a prism, but it is not numbered. Trayvon Mullen is, I believe, a Raider, if memory serves. I do double check that stuff, of course, before anything goes out the door, but I have sorted enough of this now that I'm starting to have a little bit of it committed to memory anyway. Bryce Love, numbered to 100. And I think Bryce is a Redskin, I do believe. He is, I think. Another just insert, record book, and so on and so on. Jay Allen, you said you're going to watch this first box and then you got to hit the sack. You still on that crazy early rotation, huh? That doesn't do anybody any favors, does it? Devonta Freeman, numbered to 35, a prism for the Falcons. Excuse me. Allergy season makes life fun. Devin White to 35. I believe Devin White is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. I would not 100% swear to that, but my instinct says that he's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. That's the only good thing about sorting a lot of this sort of stuff at the beginning of the year. It does help you learn where everybody's gone, including the undrafted guys, because you have to, you know, sort them. So you kind of have to learn them along the way eventually. You can't help but learn them. So that's the good news part about breaking a lot of this sort of stuff. You say the early rising is for the birds for sure. Oh, you and me both. I'm not a morning person. I'm much happier doing my work at night than in the daytime, but sadly we have to do both to have enough hours in the day. I saw a picture today from Steelers OTAs, and Cam Sutton had painted or had a decal, a paint job, whatever, on the visor of his helmet that was like Jason from Friday the 13th. It's so awesome. You should, I'm sure, you know, he won't be able to play like that in games. I'm sure that's like not allowed by the NFL. But it's pretty cool if they would. Dirty Dog says we need to go over again what is veteran base. So guys, veteran base is exactly that, veteran base. Any kind of insert, such as a chrome card, or a parallel, does not go to veteran base because it is not a base card. Any numbered card is not a base card. This is to 299 Tyreek Hill for the Chiefs. Any rookie card is not a veteran card, so it does not go to veteran base. So veteran base literally just gets veteran base. So they don't get any inserts, they don't get any parallels, no numbered cards, no autographs, no relics, no rookies. All that, of course, is, again, spelled out like super explicitly in the listing description. So anytime you guys have a question about that sort of stuff, usually I am pretty specific in the descriptions when we have things break out into separate categories. This is numbered to 165, DeAndre Hopkins and the Texans. So, because, you know, we do different things, like the paper base for Bowman that's coming up. Once we move to the jumbos, the paper base has its own bidding category and won't go to the teams. So anytime you see something like that, it will tell you really specifically in the description what goes. And usually I'll put what goes and what doesn't, just to make it ultra obvious, you know. So if that didn't answer it, let me know, but hopefully that's got everybody kind of on the same page there. So this is a little autograph from Mac Wilson, and Mac Wilson should be the Browns, the Cleveland Browns, who ought to be pretty good this year. Looks like it on paper anyway. To 299, Dick Butkus. We'll find a lot of those that are numbered as well. We'll find a bunch of the orange ones. The orange ones are numbered to 199. So, you know, the orange to 199, the yellow to 165, the red to 299, the red chrome to 100 is, generally speaking, how that stuff's going to break out. Now, if it's autographed, it could always be numbered slightly differently, but the other stuff. Staying lovers here, looking for some Packers and Jets. Well, he has got a very specific wish list, too. He's looking for Joe Namath, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers. So that's a pretty specific mojo request, Staying lover. We're going to see if we can't dial that up for you. This should be numbered to 100. It is Sony Michel. I'm so used to saying Sony Michel. It's James White for the Patriots to 100. How about I read the name on the card instead of just saying Patriots and somebody running and I automatically just say Sony Michel. That's who it was all year last year, wasn't it? Like every time you pulled a card that looked remotely like that, it was always Sony Michel. Not this year, though, so I'll try and remember and look next time. Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson is a Ram. That is a nice looking relic, and of course your autograph to go along with it on the Futures card set. And what else have we got in here? I think we've already found both of our autographs, as far as I know. That one is yellow, so it is to 165. And there's a nice little orange one to 199. Who's on there? Devin Bush. Ah, that's for my Pittsburgh Steelers, as a matter of fact. Now, who has my Steelers tonight, but But whoever has the Steelers, if you're actually a Steelers fan, not just, you know, buying them because you're flipping the cards or whatever, but if you're actually a Steelers fan yourself, for sure go check out that picture I was telling you about of Cam Sutton's face mask. It's pretty cool. Actually, even if you're not a Steelers fan, you might like the picture because it is kind of cool. Jay Allen, you got to hit the bid. All right, my friend, I will try my best to find you some good Saints in there. Ryan says he's not going to be able to watch the rest of the live feed. He wants to know about the uploads. Okay, so this is, there's two different things that happen, guys. One is the YouTube feed, and the YouTube feed, YouTube automatically is going to archive a version of this break, okay? And it'll just say like live stream or something like that on it. And that can be available anywhere from probably 30 minutes after a break ends. It could take up to an hour or two after a break ends. I don't really know why some take longer than others. I'm guessing it has to do with the length of the video. So that is option A. Option B is I upload a recorded version of the break myself. And that will happen sometime within the next 24 hours after the break ends. The only difference between what I upload and what YouTube has as the archived version is that I will add the tags and titles to make it easier to find when you're searching for something. So that's kind of the rundown, and that's why there are usually two videos for every break. One that is the archive that just says live stream or whatever, and then the other one is the one I upload. So one or the other, sometimes both, are going to be available within a couple hours after the break. But that's just, I'm giving you that info, so if you just see one pop up that says live stream and you're like, hey, wait a minute, is that it or not? It will be the same as if it's the most recent. Obviously, the video content is exactly the same because it's, the exact same thing. I just like to add the little tags and titles to make it easier to search. Dexter Lawrence. Dexter is numbered to 50. I think Dexter Lawrence is a Giant, but I better look that up because I don't remember that really 100%. I'm going to check that real quick. Dexter Lawrence, he is on my sheet as a Giant. So, all right, how about that? Starting to remember them. Life is good. To $1.99 for the Bengals. And this, of course, is red bordered and paper, which is to $2.99 when we see that. And there's a little green. I don't know if we've seen green paper before, but green paper is to $100. And that would be one Peyton Manning for the Indianapolis Colts. There's another red paper. Where's our number on that? Was that on the front? It was. Silly me. To $299. I'm looking for it on the back like a crazy person. I know better. Ringdar Watkins is confirming that Dexter Lawrence was in fact a Giant. Yeah, I was pretty sure that he was, but because I wasn't 100% sure, I decided I better check him out on my sheet. And sure enough, he did check out as we predicted. So slowly but surely, they're all being committed to memory. That one's to $199. Justin Tucker and the Ravens. Barry Sanders Lions to $100. Chrome and red. Yeah, I'm about ready to kind of start seeing some action from football. I know we're a long ways away, but I am kind of ready to start getting an idea of who's going to get cut, who's going to get kept, what's going to happen. Orange again, so that's to 199. And who's on that card? Dexter Lawrence again. So the Giants got a lot of Dexter Lawrence tonight. And we still got a long ways to go. He may have a huge collection of him by the time we're done. Who knows? All right, we have got another relic autograph coming up. And unbelievably, it is Darrell Henderson again. So the Rams, you already have one Darrell Henderson. How about you add a second one? Now you have a bookend for Darrell Henderson if you're the Rams. This is box number 4 that is coming out right now, 4 of 12. So we got a ways to go yet. I did get in something interesting from Leaf this week. They sent something, actually they sent something out about 2 weeks ago, and then they said they were going to ship it right away, and it turned out they didn't ship it right away, but it's finally here now. You remember when we opened, some of you will remember, like Stang Lover and a few of you that were in the break, but we opened some Leaf Metal Sports Heroes. I think it was metal, wasn't it? Anyway, it was definitely Leaf Sports Heroes. And they came up and offered the opportunity to buy a case of autographed, slabbed, pre-production proofs. So I think they were all one of ones, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to go back and look at the email he sent me. They're definitely all autographed. I'm pretty sure they're all slabbed, and I'm pretty sure they're all one of ones. So that'll be kind of fun to open. So it's, you know, Leaf Sports Heroes, which we had some nice stuff come out of regular Sports Heroes when we opened it a few weeks ago. And now we're going to get a chance to open it this way with pre-production proofs that are autographed. And honestly, if I had had time to create the listing today, we probably would have opened it on Sunday, but I didn't have time to get the listing done, so we're not. We'll open it next week instead. Eli Manning, numbered to 25. Also the Giants, who are getting lots of interesting things tonight. I'm going to stop on this one just for a second because it's an easy one to catch. It's Joe Flacco. He's in his Ravens uniform, but you'll note it says Broncos there as the team. It listed the date and information when he was traded, and of course clearly shows that it's the Broncos on the back of the card as well. So anytime we have cards like that, they do go to the team as listed, not the uniform that the player is wearing. Number to 100, Spencer Ware, Kansas City Chiefs. Because, you know, some of these guys have been traded and will be reflected that way. Now, that one doesn't matter because it is all going to the same person anyway under veteran base. But worth pointing out in case we happen to find one later that's autographed or something. You'll know the process. To 199, Troy Aikman for the Dallas Cowboys. That's to 165. And there's a little chrome Carson Wentz for the Eagles. Oh, okay, Rudy's here saying that the score is 11-6 final for the Reds game. Man, so the Pirates got 2 more runs there in that bottom of the 8th and through the 9th. That's kind of crazy. Thank you for letting me know that score. Mostly I'm just really happy that Lucas Sims did that well because I wasn't really quite sure what we were going to get with him. He's been super inconsistent, as is evident by the fact that he was traded to us. So, you know, but he looked good tonight. Byron Murphy comes out. That is an Arizona Cardinal, if memory serves. And numbered to 299. Who is that? Ed Oliver. I think he's the Bills. Ooh, we've got a blue one. A pretty blue one, numbered to 50. Gronk and the Patriots. You said yeah, yes, like yes, you agree, like Lucas Sims looked good tonight, or you're saying like yes, they scored a couple more runs in the bottom of the 8th and the top of the 9th. I'm not sure which one the yes is to, but either way, I definitely appreciate the score update. That's to 299. That was Aaron Jones for the Packers. And let's go ahead and get these little odds and ends that are laying there by themselves and see who they happen to be. Now we've got our hit coming up. It would be for the Patriots. Damian Harris. Played for the Crimson Tide. Oh, man, he's got a super sketchy autograph. I hate that autograph. Oh, that's terrible. Damian Harris, that might be the first time I've paid attention to his autograph. Or maybe it's the first time we've pulled it, although I suspect we probably pulled it in some preseason stuff. But anyway, no, I don't like his autograph at all. But if you're the Patriots, I mean, it's a good hit, and the kid should be pretty good. Just his signature is garbage. The yes was for Sims. Okay. Yeah, man, Dietrich. Crazy, right? I mean, it's just like every time the guy got up to the plate, he's like, boom, home run, boom, home run, boom, home run. I mean, he hit 3 in the first, 7 innings, first 6 or 7 innings. Dietrich's just like, oh yeah, just another day at the office. Boop, boop, boop. I mean, they've just got to find a way to keep him in every day because he's, frankly, hitting better than anybody else we've got. And Joey Votto has not been himself this year at all. So it does, as much as I hate to say, you know, sit Joey more because I love Joey, but kind of, yeah, sit Joey more, and Derek needs to play. Got to have that bat in the lineup. Oh, and speaking of bats, this is another Leaf-related sort of thing. Leaf is coming out with some autographed baseball bats. That's the first time they've ever had that product. That is numbered to 299. That one is Sony Michel, for real, for the Patriots. And it was due out actually pretty soon. I don't know, they may have moved the date again, but they sent out an email and said they've changed the configuration because they took too many orders. So now instead of cutting back the number of cases people get, they are cutting back the amount of product in each case instead. I'm thinking, well, that's kind of, you know, if we had known there were going to be less in there, we would have probably all ordered more, you know. So it just doesn't make any sense, but they do some weird stuff. To $2.99, that one is Miles Gaskin. Miles Gaskin might be a Dolphin. I am not 100% sure about him, but might be a Dolphin. And there's Emmitt Smith, red chrome, should be to 100 when we flip it over here for the Cowboys. Yeah. So, I don't know. I hate when they do stuff like that, though. Because it just means it's, you know, kind of messes up the whole sequencing. And honestly, how do they not know how many they have before they start selling it? Like, you got X amount of bats, you have X amount of them in a case. So how do you not know when to stop selling your cases? Like, doesn't make any sense. Some basic math over there they need. think the All-Star voting opened up today for Major League Baseball. I'm not 100% sure it was today, but if it wasn't today, it's this week. But I think maybe it's today. Rashawn Gary with an equally bad autograph, probably worse than Damian Harris's, because that just looks like somebody just took a pen and drew a bunch of circles. And that goes to the Green Bay Packers. They had the honor last year of having just about the worst autograph in the rookie class with Jamon Moore. Number to 199, that is Caleb Wilson, Cardinals, if memory serves. How about some Greg Lloyd for the Pittsburgh Steelers, baby? That's my black and gold. Well, I should clarify. You guys know I always say my Pittsburgh Steelers, my Cincinnati Reds, you know, my University of Kentucky Wildcats, etc. Just indicating that they're the team that I root for. But sometimes people think that means I have them in the break. I don't have them in the break. I just say that because they're my team. To 165, that is Gary Jennings Jr., who should be Seahawks, I think. I do believe that that is right. Number 2, 100. You have a little record book there for Adam Vinatieri and the Colts. And some orange to 199 for the Bills. And that is that for that box. We're making a dent in it for sure. I think I already cut that while ago. Yes, I did. I know, the long boring part. Removing from the wrappers. Everybody's least favorite part. Yeah, one of these days, I'm going to find a way to get that accomplished outside of having to do them one at a time like that. I don't know what the way will be, but one of these days I'll figure out something. I don't know this hit coming up, so hang on. I'm going to look it up real quick. I have it on my handy little cheat sheet there for the ones I forget. Like Miles Sanders, who is a Philadelphia Eagle. So there you go, Eagles. A Futures relic and autograph for Miles Sanders is headed your way. And to 199, that's Eli Manning for the Giants. That's numbered to 299 for the boys. Bring to Raucus is confirming that that was the Eagles. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I do have a little sheet I keep here on the table, so for the purposes of ones I might not remember, I can look at that handy little sheet and verify it all. Miles Sanders was the Futures, was the card set, autograph and relic. And hi, Steven, by the way. I see a green one, which means we are to 100. That's for the Browns with Ozzie Newsome. Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons is a Titan, I believe. I'm always going to say I think on these guys in their rookie uniforms for the first month or so, because, you know, sometimes you get one fixed in your head and it'll be like, not that, but I do check them, of course, before I ship them. But as long as I know reasonably that that's who it is, I'm going to announce it as that in the break. To $2.99, Michael Bennett, Eagles. And this should be numbered to 50 when we flip it over. It is Hakeem Butler. And I think Hakeem Butler is an Arizona Cardinal, one of many that they have in their rookie class out there in Arizona. Loads of them this year. To 165, that would be Alex Smith and the Redskins. All right, we're at the halfway point. 6 open and 6 remaining. I already cut that one, yes. There, hopefully that'll just have them ready to go. I know my chair's all squeaky. I don't know why it's all squeaky these days. It's actually kind of always been a squeaky chair, but it really seems to be so lately. So yeah, sorry about all that, but I move around a lot. I fidget and shift around and things, so I know it's noisy when I do. Sorry. Saw an article today, is it on Bleacher Report maybe? Bleacher Report, CBS Sports app, one of those. And it was talking about the NFL Players Association is telling their players that they should prepare for a lockout. Of course, the current CBA is good through 2020. So the earliest it would affect anything would be actually on the field, would actually be 2021. But so apparently the Players Association is kind of like telling all their people, save some money, put some back, because we think we may have a lockout in a couple years. But then the same article talked about how the NFL, not the Players Association, but I guess the owner representation of the NFL, anyway, was feeling pretty confident that they would come to terms. So weird, two completely opposite opinions on that. That's Icky Woods to 165 for the Bengals. But I mean, it's been a long time since they've had really a real quote-unquote labor dispute. Like what, 2011 maybe? Something like that. And this would be one Bart Scott to 50 for the Ravens. And even that one, that most recent one, didn't actually affect the on-the-field product because it was resolved in time for the season to still go on. But they always They always play hardball with those CBAs. Both sides do, so you never know. They do something crazy. Oh, we like it when they're to purple because that means they're numbered to 10. Matt Breida and the San Francisco 49ers to 10. Summer to 165, Kenyon Drake and the Dolphins. I also read something interesting today that basically Rich Paul, who of course everybody probably is aware is Clutch Sports, and that's LeBron James' agent, etc. That's to 165. That's Daniel Jones, Giants. And apparently he was really lobbying behind the scenes for Luke Walton to be fired by the Lakers, up to the point where he went up to Adam Silver, of course, who's the NBA commissioner, when he was out to dinner, went up to his table and basically told him Luke Walton was bad for the job and needed to get fired. For the Texans, that's Jordan Thomas to 299. So, like, can you even imagine? I mean, the guy's an agent. That's to 299, Myles Gaskin. Once again, I think he's a Dolphin. And I just, so all these times you have LeBron out on the front end of things saying he doesn't have any decision-making when it comes to the team and etc. But then you've got his agent going up to the commissioner of the NBA in a restaurant saying, hey, you need to make sure Luke Walton gets fired. It's crazy. Julian Love. Mr. Julian Love is another one headed to the Giants. TJ Hawkinson comes out next. TJ went to the Lions. One of two tight ends that came out of Iowa. Hawkinson was the first to go off the board. His teammate fell a little farther down to the Broncos, Noah Fant. Which is probably who we would have taken if we hadn't traded up. By we, I mean the Steelers. By all accounts, though, Devin Bush apparently is looking really good. Even Joey Porter, who, of course, got fired. Or, well, I shouldn't say fired. The Steelers elected not to renew his contract. So he didn't, get fired mid-contract. He just didn't get his renewal. However you want to look at it. No longer with the Steelers, and often kind of has some negative things to say. But even he said something about, Devin Bush looking pretty good, so I can only hope. Definitely gonna need the help. Number 250, you have Devontae Adams for the Green Bay Packers. Blue chrome parallel. That's to 299. It is TJ Hawkinson. Of course, again, to the Lions. Terry McLaurin. Terry goes to the Redskins. He was, of course, teammates with Dwayne Haskins at the Ohio State University, and now they're teammates again up in Washington. I've always wondered why they emphasize the word the Ohio State University. Not quite sure why they do that. Number 250, Leighton Vander Esch, Cowboys. Get your wolf howl on. Numbered to 299, that was Marshawn Lynch for the Raiders. Also, I saw announced today that Nick Richards is coming back to UK for his junior season. So he must not have gotten good feedback from NBA teams, or I don't think he would have come back. So he must have gotten the feedback that kind of said, better go back to school. Meanwhile, R.J. Hampton completely just says, I think that's his name, right? Just he reclassified, and everybody kind of thought he was going to end up going to Kansas. And he was down to Kansas and Duke, and I forget the third school. Anyway, he just said, heck with all of you, and is skipping college to go play a year abroad in New Zealand and then come back and enter the 2020 draft. So how's that for interesting? To 299, the Bears, Dick Butkus. He basically said that from watching Luka, he believed that he could go play internationally and come back and still be, you know, highly drafted and well regarded. That is numbered to 100. It's Zach Ertz, Philadelphia Eagles. But you know, if you're Kansas, that kind of has to be a little bit of a gut punch. Because, I mean, Kansas was leading everybody's crystal ball predictions as to where the kid would sign. And then it's like, whoops, I won't be signing with anybody. I'm going to New Zealand. See ya. Number 2/100. That is Dwayne Haskins coming out for the Redskins. Icky Woods, Cincinnati Bengals. I like when we pull Icky Woods. I think that's a cool little throwback myself. Devonta Freeman. It's a prism for the Falcons. 8 down, 4 to go. Box number 9 coming out. Pack's coming out of box number 9 right now. Well, that's a good point. Bring It to Raucous says that the Sousa is eligible for Kansas, so that will help them. That's a fair point. But still, you know, they got to be bummed about that kid, because, I mean, what was it, like, I think probably 70% of the predictions, maybe higher than that, had him going to Kansas. I mean, you had to feel good about that. And then you know, he's reclassified. I mean, everything is looking good if you're Kansas, and then all of a sudden, there's the rug pulled out from under you. Hi, Kevin Bates. How are you, Kevin Bates? I grew up with some kids that had the last name of Bates many moons ago. Walt Garrison. There's another nice throwback auto. That one, of course, is for the boys. I don't believe this is numbered. We'll flip it over. Yeah, it is not. It is Julian Love again for the Giants. But, oh man, I just put that in the wrong pile. But it is just a prism unnumbered. That's my favorite insert. I love those legacy inserts in this year's product. I wish all the autographs were on that, as a matter of fact. I like the way it looks very much. Stang Lover wanted to know if I grew up with Norman Bates. All right, well, first of all, Stang Lover, come on, man. I'm not that old. This is numbered to 299. Kyle Long and the Bears. And secondly, no, they were girls. It was not Norman Bates. Only you would go there, Stang Lover, but it is funny. To 299, Benny Snell Jr. for the Steelers. Going from my alma mater to my favorite team. He's going to be my second University of Kentucky Wildcat there on the Steelers team. I just caught the green on that as I was stacking those to move it. That means, of course, it is numbered to 100, so I'd bring it back to ya. Darryl Green and the Redskins. I didn't catch that green going through live, but saw it when it was on its way over to the sorting mat. Norman Bates. Wasn't that the best movie, though? I mean, it has, I would assume, maybe not everybody has seen Psycho, but if you haven't seen Psycho, I mean the original Alfred Hitchcock Psycho, not the remake from several years after. Oh, I just love that movie to this day. You know, it's this old black and white Alfred Hitchcock masterpiece. Stang Lover says he's probably one of the few who even knows what that movie was. Come on, man. We can't be the only ones that know what Psycho is. It's to 199, the Chargers. Now, if you like movies and you've never watched Alfred Hitchcock, oh, you're missing out. I love watching old Alfred Hitchcock movies. They're always so good. In very understated, subtle kind of ways, usually. Of course, Psycho, I wouldn't really exactly call that understated. We all know what that seems like, but many of them, kind of subtle, Rear Window, and a lot of those. Khalil Mack to 100 for the Bears. But yeah, there's some really good Alfred Hitchcock stuff out there. That is to 100, Odell Beckham Jr. Hey, hey, Browns. Gonna have to get used to that. See OBJ, and I automatically think Giants. So ingrained. To 199, David Johnson and the Cardinals. Here comes Justice Hill. If I am recalling correctly, Justice Hill is a Raven. I think he is a Raven. And there's your Futures card set. Once again, nice 3-color relic and autograph for Justice Hill. All right, we are 9 down and 3 to go. I feel like we're due to pull a Kyler Murray, you know? We've opened, what is this, our third? This is our third? No. This is, what number is this? I don't even know what number break this is. Is this our third or fourth break of this? Well, it was the start of a new case, so it has to be an even number, or an odd number, rather. So maybe it's the third. I don't think we're at the 5th already. I think it must be the 3rd. Anyway, we haven't seen Kyler Murray yet, and I think we're about due. I think we're due to hit him. You said when you check out a movie at the local video store, the young ladies ask your phone, and you always start signing 8675309. That's funny on so many levels. A, like, I'm sure you don't really still have a video store. And B, how could anybody not know that song? Oh, man. I mean, you know, it's just funny to think about. There's a whole generation of kids who have no idea what that song is about. Rick Springfield and whatnot. It was Rick Springfield, wasn't it? I think it was. I'm trying to hear it in my head. I'm pretty sure it was Rick Springfield. Anyway, we know it was Jenny, and that's her number. That's 165 for the Jets. Yeah, you're on a roll tonight, Stang Lover. You're very, very good, very droll, very dry sense of humor is hitting the mark tonight. I would be interested to know, though, of the people that are watching the break right now and that are in chat, like, how many of you actually would have known 8675309? It can't be just Stang Lover and myself. If Jay Allen was here, he would know, but he's already gone to bed. Marlon Mack coming out for the Colts. Oh, Bring Durakus thinks it was Tommy Two-Tone. Was it really? For some reason, I thought it was Rick Springfield. But maybe not. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was Tommy Two-Tone. I don't know. I just can hear the Jenny, I've got your number. I, clearly am not a singer, but anyway, you get the general gist of it. Yeah, Stang Lover says it is Tommy Two-Tone, so see, it wasn't even Rick Springfield. That is numbered to 100, Andre Reed and the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, there were some good, interesting songs that some of them one-hit wonders, some of them lasted a little bit longer, but songs that will be in your head for like ever came out of that era. Catchy tunes, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Kenny Stills, Dolphins to 299. The stuff that stays in there forever. To 299, that's the Dolphins again with Dan Marino. Jesse's Girl. Yeah. Hi, by the way, Brian. Yeah, Jesse's Girl was definitely Rick Springfield. That's you're right. I had the two song titles on artist swapped around. Even though I could hear the chorus of the 8675309, I couldn't hear the voice. I could just hear the chorus. Jameis Winston, number 250, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One gets stuck in behind there. I think it had been. That's why we looked at it again. To 199, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Oh, that one feels very thick, so we're going to have a little futures in there as well in that bottom pack. I can feel it. It's numbered to 299. Mitch Trubisky for the Bears. All right. Ooh, it's going to be a duel. Yeah. So, my favorite kind. Might not be your favorite kind, though, because that means somebody's going to probably not win it who wants it. So, we have Trayvon Williams on one side, Alex Barnes on the other. It is numbered to 75. Trayvon Williams, I do believe, is a Raider. Alex Barnes, let me just double check them both before I say something crazy here and get somebody in a tither. Did I say Trayvon Mullen or Williams? Oh, no, I said Trayvon Williams, who is different. Trayvon Williams is the Bengals. Trayvon Mullen is a Raider. Trayvon Williams is the Bengals. And then Alex Barnes was an undrafted free agent signed with the Titans. So we're talking Bengals and Titans on that one. It's going to sit right up there in our housekeeping area. At the end of the break, we'll have to sort it out as to who gets it between the Bengals and the Titans using random.org, unless somebody owns them both. The same person owns them both. It'll save us a little time, won't it? Oh, you really do still have a video store? Oh, Family Video. I remember hearing, I didn't have Family Video in my market, but I certainly remember the name of that chain. I didn't know any of them were still around. Well, how about that? Hi, Craig. We have not had any Broncos that I recall out of the signatures. Now, I would not at all swear to whether or not we've had anything, numbered or anything like that. But out of the signatures, I don't think we've had any Broncos. Wow, see, I didn't really think that there were still, honestly, video stores kind of left anywhere. I remember there was one Blockbuster left, and that was a year or two ago, and I don't even remember where it was, but there was like one Blockbuster left somewhere. And I had forgotten about Family Video even being around, but yeah, that is crazy. Used to be, you'd have 5 video stores in one city, in different parts of town, and you still couldn't find what you wanted. And nowadays there are usually none. To 199, that is Talib for the Rams. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is also a Philadelphia Eagle. I do believe. I'm going to double check it, make sure I'm not losing my grip on it. But I think that's where he goes. Yeah, he is the Eagles. So the Eagles are, as it turns out, doing pretty well tonight. Here's our other Trayvon. This is Trayvon Mullen, and Trayvon Mullen is actually a Raider. So there you go. Trayvon Williams we had a minute ago. Trayvon Mullen showing up shortly behind him for the Raiders. Number to 165, that's Noah Fant, Broncos. Hi, Joe Ryder. How are you tonight? Joe said the Eagles are killing it. You are not wrong, my friend. The Eagles are kind of feast or famine, too. They don't have an extraordinary number of options in this product, but yet tonight they're hitting kind of everything they have an option to hit. So they're on a little bit of a roll tonight, that's for sure. Number to 299, there's Myles Gaskin again. We've seen him in some parallels throughout the evening, various number configurations. To 100 for the 49ers. How about Big John Taylor? And there's a nice little rookie Mack Wilson to 25. Mack Wilson is the Browns. Well, Earl Campbell tried to get away from me, but it's just as well we stopped on him because he's an Oiler. And cards always stay with their franchise. It's to $2.99, Alex Smith and the Redskins. So what that means to you is this. The former Houston Oilers are the current Tennessee Titans. So any card you pull for Oilers, like that Earl Campbell that we just saw there, heads to the Titans. And to 199, how about Ezekiel Elliott for the boys? All right, you know what time it is. That's right. It is last box mojo time. So we're going to hope to find the fire and bring the heat here out of our last box of Legacy, out of this 12-box case anyway. Of course, we'll be opening this again a couple more times this week, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's, what, Thursday and Saturday? Does that sound right? I think so. So we'll be rolling in some Legacy all week long. And even then, we won't be done with it. I've got quite a bit of it. We've got to get all those early season numbers raised up to a decent level, right? We have to buy all this early product so that we can get plenty of what we want farther down the road. That's how that little game is played. Numbered to 100, you have Leonard Fournette and the Jags. Out of sleeve, sorry, hang on. Gotta add a little, well, I wasn't totally out, I had like 2 laying there, but for practical purposes, we were out. And that is numbered to 100, Tremaine Edmonds, Buffalo Bills. I see another green, so we're going to be to 100 again. Aw, it's Jack Ham. Steelers, if you didn't catch that. If you didn't see it on the card or catch it by my aw. I like pulling my old school Steelers, guys. I'd like it even better if some of them were still playing for the Steelers. Yes, like Troy Polamalu and so on and so forth. Yeah, we could use some of those guys, all those guys. That's to 299, Sony Michel and the Patriots. To 199, the Oilers. You know, that would be an interesting thing to do, like look back historically. And somebody I'm sure has done it, but look back historically at all the different franchises and like put together an all franchise team. Like who would be your starting lineup out of any of your franchise players throughout history. That would be kind of cool. Nick Bosa and the 49ers, that was not a prism. It was just it is a chrome parallel, not a prism and not numbered, but still worth pointing out because we haven't seen a lot of Nick Bosa tonight. To 165, James White, Patriots. I think it would be kind of hard to do. Oh, well, that one has the hit like right there. It was on the bottom. We'll just may as well just go ahead and take it off of there because it was shining up at us. It's another Trayvon Mullen. We just pulled him a moment ago. Now you have a bookend for him if you're the Raiders tonight. And we have one more to find in this last box, and it's going to be a futures insert because it's, again, feels very thick, so we know that's what's coming. To 165 for the Eagles. I'm still really surprised that they didn't put in any of those blank dummy cards, because you can totally tell as soon as you pick up a pack whether or not you've got one of the hits in it, which is unusual for Panini to just leave those sitting out there. Stanley Morgan Jr. is our last out. And I can never remember Stanley Morgan Jr., but my handy sheet of paper here is going to tell me because I wrote him down. He was an undrafted free agent that signed with the Bengals. So Stanley Morgan Jr. is a Bengal. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we have this little card to deal with here. So Trayvon Williams, we've already determined, is a Bengal, and Alex Barnes, a Titan. So what's going to happen is this. We're first going to go to the spreadsheet and see if we happen to have the same team owner that owns the Bengals and the Titans. If they do, great. If they don't, we're going to have to go to random.org. I will type in Bengals first since Trayvon Williams is on the top, and then we'll type in the Titans second since Alex Barnes is there on the bottom. I would hit random 3 different times. The first 2 will not count. It would only be the third and final random that will determine where that card's going to go. Now that's assuming we have to go there. So let's check here first and see if we do or not. So the Bengals, that is 4 Golden Jays 11. And then our Titans, that is a GC Ralston 1977. So that does mean, of course, that we are going to have to use random to get this bad boy sorted out. So let's get that done right now. Oh, what was that kid's name again? Oops, Barnes, wasn't it? That was his name. I just knocked something over on my way to and from. Okay, so once again, third random. So ignore the first one. Ignore the second one. Here comes our third and final. There you will see 3 times. There's our date and time stamp. It comes up going to the Titans and the Alex Barnes bidding position. Right down there. So the Titans taking home the dual autograph card here. Now, of course, I would hope everybody would know I didn't write on your card, right? That's on the sleeve. So let's start our recap with the one that's in my hand. Alex Barnes, this dual headed to the Titans, compliments of random.org. The Cowboys with Walt Garrison. The Bengals with a little Icky Woods. Next up is Terry McLaurin for the Redskins. TJ Hawkinson heads to the Lions. Julian Love to the Giants. Jeffrey Simmons, I believe he's a Titan. I'm fairly certain he's a Titan. So if I'm, wrong, I'll catch it when I'm sorting, but I think he is. And here is Miles Sanders. And Miles is an Eagle. I'm double checking him. I called him earlier as an Eagle, and I decided I better double check him again, even though I think I double checked him then too. This is Greg Lloyd for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't show you the back of it, did I? There it is. Rashawn Gary is a Packer. Damian Harris is a Patriot. Byron Murphy for the Cardinals. Darrell Henderson for the Rams. Dexter Lawrence and the Giants, numbered to 50. Darrell Henderson, a second one out for the Rams. Mac Wilson for the Browns. Devin White, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. N'Keal Harry to 50 for the Patriots. Stanley Morgan Jr., that we just pulled a moment ago, was an undrafted free agent signed with the Bengals. Trayvon Mullen is a Raider. And there's Trayvon Mullen again, and he's, still a Raider. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside headed to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Colts hit with Marlon Mack. And last but not least, we have Justice Hill headed to the Baltimore Ravens. All right, so that's the break for tonight. That's the recap. I am going to put up spreadsheet information one final time. So if anybody jumped in late and you missed your anticipated shipping dates and any of that kind of stuff, it is heading your way here in a hot second. So one more time, expecting this to get out the door approximately Friday and on the way to you. If I can get it out faster than Friday, you know I will happily do so. And if something unexpected happens in my week, it could slide a day later to Saturday. But as it stands right now, I think Friday is our best estimate for this to be out the door and on the way. We don't need to worry about consolation cards tonight because every team is going to have cards that they pulled, so no worries there. Our upcoming breaks tomorrow night, it is release day for Leather and Lumber Baseball. It's a brand new Panini product. It's a super expensive Panini product. It's very high end. We're going to open the whole 10-box case of it and hopefully going to pull some smoking hot fire out of it. We'll find out. On Thursday, we're going to open Legacy again. We will once again start at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. It will be same as it was tonight. Veteran Base will have its own bidding spot and will not ship to the teams. On Friday, we're going to break some more Bowman, starting our Bowman Jumbo on Friday night. So 4 boxes make up a half case of that. Paper Base doesn't ship to the teams in that one. Paper Base has its own bidding category. Saturday is Legacy Football again. We're going to start at 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific. And same as Veteran Base with its own bidding category, does not ship to the teams. Sunday is an off night, and that is how we're looking over the next few days. So that, I guess, has got me covered for tonight. Thank you again, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you spending part of your evening with me. I hope I will see you again tomorrow night, or if not then, sometime soon. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, and we'll catch you the next time. Bye now.